Donald Trump's dramatic day in court is dominating front pages around the world. The former president pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in a case involving multiple hush money payments. Now, he jetted back to Florida after appearing before a judge in New York, and he told his supporters that the case against him is politically motivated.
And I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
Donald Trump made a defiant address after pleading not guilty to his historic indictment. The former president has been charged with 34 felony counts. These relate to a hush money payment of $130,000 to former porn star Stormy Daniels. While such a payment isn't illegal, the prosecution says Mr. Trump falsified business records and broke election laws as he tried to cover up the payments. To no one's surprise, Mr. Trump has decried the allegations against him as a fake case. He claims it's been brought up to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election.
Spent time there today, as you possibly read, with a local failed district attorney charging a former president of the United States for the first time in history on a basis that every single pundit and legal analyst said, there is no case. There's no case. They kept saying, there's no case.
Mr. Trump is the first former U.S. president in history to face a criminal trial. He's due back in court in December with a trial as early as January.
Incredibly, we are now a failing nation. We are a nation in decline. And now these radical left lunatics want to interfere with our elections by using law enforcement. We can't let that happen.
Mr. Trump is the focus of 3 other investigations related to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results and over his handling of classified documents after he left the White House. For more, Sally Patterson joins us live. She's in New York. Sally, Mr. Trump isn't due back in court until the end of the year. Will this case have any impact at all on his re-election? But it's hard to see how it can't.
Well, here in New York, we are just starting to digest all of the events of Tuesday. There was so much going on. We had huge crowds gathering here in downtown New York. And so whether it's going to have an impact on the upcoming election is difficult to say. People watching this space, speculators are saying this could really actually help his campaign, especially within the Republican Party. We know that Republican voters, many of them feel that this is in fact a politically motivated case, what they're calling a smear, a witch hunt. But there are others who say that, the election will go ahead as follows. It might, for people who already don't trust Donald Trump, who are concerned about him becoming president, again, this will probably further show that he's perhaps not the best person to lead the country. It's 2 very divided sides here. And that's shown in these local newspapers in New York. We've got this iconic picture from the court yesterday as Donald Trump entered into that courtroom. I was standing outside for most of the day in downtown Manhattan. Huge crowds of supporters waiting there outside. He was led in. We have 2 police officers here leading him in who didn't hold the door open for him. And there were people saying that that was in itself quite an interesting moment in this case. For a man who's used to really having many things handed to him, he is a very wealthy man. He was treated just as anyone else coming into court might be. And so we also then have, and that's from the Daily News, whereas in the New York Post, we have trumped up. Is that it? Bragg's historical case, v. Don, falls flat. And so this newspaper is arguing that actually Alvin Bragg, the district attorney's case, really had many holes in it and won't stand up in the courts. So 2 very different sides showing how divided the country here is.
Yeah, it's certainly going to sell lots of newspapers. Sally, thank you very much for that. Sally Patterson in New York.